Well, for the latest now, we cross to our reporter, Mlungisi Khumalo, who's been watching developments for us. Mlungisi, good evening to you. The death toll, as we said a little earlier, has risen to 12. 200 bullets found at the scene. These assailants, these attackers clearly meant business, Mlungisi.
Yes, it definitely seems like it's Bongane, because earlier on the SABC had an interaction with a family member of one of the people that were deceased during the whole entire accident, into the whole entire killing. You know, interestingly enough, what the family were able to divulge to the SABC, they said that they think that these family members were actually followed to Johannesburg. And of course, when the SABC goes to the scene of the crime yesterday, we saw there were bullet shells rather lying on the ground. And we also interacted with community members, some of them saying that what they saw was definitely something that they had seen, almost seen in movies. And also, interestingly enough, what the family members said to us is that they think that the victims, all of them who were gunned down, were people that were known in the area as well.
Mlungisi, what we are hearing now is, of course, that the Ivory Park Taxi Association are saying they're looking for answers. As you point out, it seems that this is a cross-province operation to try and attack, these taxi organizations. What's the word in terms of a possible motive, in terms of any leads that might lead to an arrest? We know that there was that 72-hour period that the National Commissioner spoke about to try and crack this case.
Okay, just also interesting enough, when the SABC interacted with the family of the late Mr. Pua Wenkosi in Tembo, they said that the violence that erupted on Saturday night is actually not related to the Taxi Association wars that are going on in Johannesburg. What they said to us, they said this is actually a local war which began some few years back. In fact, they said that there were attempts on some of the victims' lives before, because they also told us that the person who was getting buried on Saturday morning was a person who was known in the area. So they've more or less refuted the claims that say that this was a taxi war which is related to the ongoing taxi wars in Johannesburg. But of course, we heard that Sata was saying that they will do everything in their power in order to rally behind the police in order to try and find the killers. But like I said earlier on, we've gotten something interesting from the family members of the victims as well. In fact, during the time when the funeral was taking place in Ematimatolo, just outside Great Town, the family said to us there was some sort of unease or a lot of tension during the whole entire funeral. And what they also tell us is that when the taxi left, the taxi which had carried the victim, they were actually followed by two black cars. Of course, we have not confirmed that with the police as yet, and it's yet to be confirmed.
But you are saying that this is linked to an ongoing matter. We've heard, of course, a task team has been appointed, a crack team that the National Commissioner says he's given 72 hours to crack this. What you are really painting is a picture of something that's been with us for quite some time. Any confidence then that the police could crack it as soon as the National Commissioner thinks they can?
Well, as uncomfortable as it is to say this out or point this out, when we met with the family this morning, they said that unfortunately the police had not been to them and the police had not interviewed them regarding the killings. But we know that the police commissioner, Mr. Keshasitolo, believes that they will trace the case in 72 hours, or we should say in the next 3 days. In terms of having a bit of, in terms of having police confidence, I'm very, very doubtful and skeptical because of what the family have said to us. In fact, they said to us that they are also still very much living in fear in the area because the police have not been to them, they've not taken statements to them. But also, interesting enough, during the funeral of the late Mr. Ntebo, there were a whole lot of police presence in the area. So the family says that how come is it that the family have not caught the killers of the 12 or 11 victims as it is alleged?
All right, we'll leave it there with Mlungisi Khumalo, who's been watching developments for us around that. We are due to speak to the president of Santaco, Philip Taibosh, shortly, who'll give us a perspective from the taxi industry.